Alright guys, so I picked up another one of these 1970s to 73 Silver Star model engine. Almost the same exact engine as the one I used on the tractor project. This one was not running at all when I got it. Totally dead. I'm not overly familiar with the electronics of these engines, but I am familiar with the fact that these switches here are a bit of a nightmare. They wear out, and they get so sensitive that the slightest little space between the switch and the two plates that it has to hit for the forward and reverse, and you're dead in the water. You got nothing, no matter what you do. So that, on top of the fact that the engine itself, the gear on the engine in here is plastic, and it's not stripped, but I can see it slipping ever so slightly once in a while, and that was giving me trouble too. And I managed to tighten that up a little bit, but they're very different, these two engines I'm showing you here. This one here, alright, you see the bottom here, see the brass strap there that connects the two rollers. Those rollers make the contact with the positive on the track. Alright, that's what makes it run. Okay, that's the positive, and the outer wheel here, my finger is on, is the negative. Alright, now on this other engine here, this 1960s, you can see the difference. There's no brass strap. This is a concealed unit. Okay, you got the two rollers there. Okay, and the rollers are spring loaded, and they pop up and down. The other problem with that 1970s one there is that the spring loading on those tends to get stuck, and you have one stuck in and one stuck out, and you lose contact. This one here, I never had trouble. This is the one I pulled the giraffe car with. Never had trouble with it. So like everything else, older is better, I reckon. But after tinkering with this thing for a couple of days now, I finally got it running. I just picked it up on a whim. Only paid $7 for this locomotive. I figured, it won't be the first $7 I threw away, and either way, it's a winner. Either I learned a lot from taking it apart and learning what makes it tick, or I stumble upon the problem and I fix it, and I end up with a good locomotive, which I think might be the situation with this. So it's a win-win when you can pick something up broken and piece it together and fix it. So as you can see, I got my track, my layout here totally gone. Everything that you've seen before, it's empty. Alright, and I tell you, that's what I love about this little layout I have. I'm able to empty the whole thing in less than 20 minutes and reset it up with another theme. And I kind of like that as opposed to a giant layout. However, I am going to be adding on to this. I'm going to be making an outer track. So you're going to have two tracks eventually. I'm going to have two trains, one going in each direction. But that's a little bit down the road. I'm going to try to get it done before spring, because once spring comes, I'm back to working on my tractors. But for now, I'm going to show you how this thing runs. Since the track is empty, you can see it nice. Looks pretty weird going around the track, but I don't know, I kind of like how it looks. You really see the simplicity of the mechanics here. You're looking at a big locomotive there, and underneath there is this tiny little engine. And so I said this was a pretty good $7 investment. I got it locked in the forward position. Did not get the reverse to work well, but I'm pretty content with that. So normally you would stop it and you start it again, it would go in reverse. This does not. It goes forward again. But I'm pretty content with that. For my needs, I don't need the reverse. I don't do the coupling like a lot of guys do with on a big layout. Going the other direction. So I lucked out on this, managed to piece it together, and I did have a loose wire here too. I had to put a little solder on, but that was nothing. The main problem, as with the other one, turned out really to be that switch. I mean, the other things, that loose wire, of course, that was important, but that was an easy visual find, as well as the plastic gear, which I had to tighten. But the big problem with these engines, if you happen to stumble upon one to repair that doesn't run, and this thing was totally dead. Put on the track, turn the power on, would not move, would not spark, nothing. That switch there, the switch, which is a switch that comes up out of this hole here in the locomotive. You have a locomotive like this with the switch coming up in the back, that's it. Alright, so I just want to share this with you guys. Happen to come across one of these, you can pick it up, that doesn't run, I say it's a good at least 60 to 75% chance the problem is in that switch. So anyways, this was a good $7 investment, good learning experience, and I thought I'd share it with you. Alright fellas, thanks for watching. Book 'em, Daniel.